In Israel there lived a humble farmer named Elisha, working the fields of Abel-Meholah. One day, as Elisha plowed with his oxen, the prophet Elijah approached and silently placed his mantle on Elisha's shoulders, a sign that God was calling him. Elisha instantly understood. This was a call to leave everything behind and serve as God's prophet. Without hesitation, Elisha asked to say goodbye to his parents, showing respect and love for his family. He then sacrificed his oxen, using the plow for firewood, and shared the meal with his community, a clear sign he was leaving his old life for good. Elisha followed Elijah, ready for a new life of faith and service. God had chosen a simple farmer for a great purpose. Elisha's story reminds us sometimes the biggest changes begin in the most ordinary moments. He left behind comfort for a calling. Trusting God's plan, the journey of a prophet had begun. Elisha's faith and obedience would soon change lives across Israel. From farmer to prophet, his adventure with God was just beginning. Sometimes all it takes is one moment to change everything. Elisha became Elijah's devoted apprentice, learning by serving in small, humble ways. He watched Elijah's faith, courage, and trust in God growing stronger each day. When Elijah's time on earth ended, he tried to leave Elisha behind, but Elisha refused to leave his teacher's side. Elijah asked, "What can I do for you before I go?" Elisha replied, "Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit." He wanted to be Elijah's true spiritual successor, not for power, but to serve God faithfully. Elijah promised, "If you see me taken, it will be yours." Suddenly, a chariot of fire appeared, and Elijah was taken to heaven in a whirlwind. Elisha saw it all and picked up Elijah's fallen cloak, the symbol of his new calling. The mantle of the prophet now rested on Elisha. God's Spirit was with him, and a new chapter began. Elisha's loyalty and faith had prepared him for this moment. The student had become the prophet. With God's Spirit, Elisha began his work by helping those in need. A widow, desperate and in debt, came to him for help, her sons about to be taken as slaves. Elisha asked, "What do you have?" She replied, "Only a small jar of oil." He told her to borrow as many empty jars as possible from her neighbors. In her home, she poured oil from her small jar, and it miraculously filled every container. When the last jar was full, the oil stopped flowing. Elisha said, "Sell the oil, pay your debts, and live on what's left." God provided more than enough for her family. Through Elisha, God showed his care for the poor and powerless. Even a little in God's hands becomes abundance. Elisha's miracles were acts of compassion, not just displays of power. God's love reached into everyday struggles. Faith and obedience opened the door to God's provision. Elisha's miracles brought hope to entire communities. In Jericho, he healed the city's poisoned water with a simple bowl of salt, making it pure and life-giving. God used Elisha to turn bitterness into blessing. In Shunem, a kind woman built Elisha a room. In gratitude, he promised her a son. The promise came true, but tragedy struck when the boy died suddenly. The mother's faith led her to Elisha, who prayed and brought the child back to life. God's power restored what was lost. Elisha's life showed that God cares for both cities and individuals. He brought healing, hope, and new beginnings wherever he went. Miracles weren't just wonders, they were signs of God's love. Elisha's faith made the impossible possible. Through him, God turned sorrow into joy. Every act was a reminder God is near, and nothing is too hard for him. What can we learn from Elisha's story today? First, obedience. Elisha left everything when God called, showing us to trust God's plan over our comfort. Second, faith. He faced impossible problems by turning to God, believing that nothing is too hard for him. Third, compassion. Elisha cared for individuals and communities, reminding us to notice and help those in need. God used Elisha's willingness, not his status, to do great things. Even small acts of faith can lead to miracles. God's love and provision are for everyone, in every circumstance. Elisha's life encourages us to say yes to God, serve others, and trust Him with our needs. We can be channels of God's love, just as Elisha was. Ordinary people can do extraordinary things with God. The adventure of faith is open to us all.